morning, Weber family. Today is Friday, November 21st, 2025. I am Amaria Jacobs in the 5th grade.
And I am Maya Quattlebaum in the 5th grade, and this is
your Weber News. The character word for November is citizenship. Good citizenship is to be actively engaged in demonstrating pride and responsibility in self, school, community, and country. Let's practice good citizenship in everything we do this month.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Weber School Pledge and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are Weber Eagles. Every day we persevere, engage, and take ownership of our learning. We are tomorrow's leaders. Thank you.
Now for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Persevere.
Persevere means never giving up. Keep going until you reach your goal.
Engage.
Engage means stay focused on your learning. Manage distractions.
Take ownership.
Take ownership means you are the driver of your learning. Use learning intentions and success criteria to help you learn.
Here are additional announcements for this week. Teachers, please remember to take attendance by 7:45 each day.
Today is House Day. Whose house has the most spirit? We will see. Wear those house shirts and house colors. Today we'll have guest readers here to celebrate American Education Week. Students, please remember to be on your best Eagle behavior for our special guest. Thanksgiving break will begin on Monday, November 24th through November 28th.
Birthdays for November 21st. Happy birthday to Tatiana Arguello. When you see the student, please wish her a happy birthday.
Lunch for Friday is fish sandwich, french fries, and coleslaw. Breakfast for Monday is breakfast sausage pizza, cereal, milk, juice, and fruit. Lunch for Monday is pepperoni pizza, cheese pizza, and celery sticks.
introduce you to the principal of the day, Mr. Eric Michelin. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Like you said, my name's Eric Michelin. I live in a small town about 30 minutes from here called Elgin, South Carolina. I am a father. I've got 5 kids, 19, 16, 14, 12, and 9. So 3 boys, 2 girls. And I work right down the road at the paper mill, Savamo. A lot of people know it as International Paper, but Savamo is who owns it right now. And I've been there working there for 22 years.
Where do you work and what do you do?
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, Savamo, the paper mill right down the road, I am actually a business unit manager for the utilities department. So, in utilities, we do exactly what the name says. So, for every city, like Eastover, for example, you have to have power, electricity, you got to have water. We produce those things. So, we produce the electricity for the mill, and we treat the water, we pull it out of the watery river, we clean it up, we use it in the mill, and then we clean it up again before we put it back in the river. We also create the steam that is used all throughout the mill for the paper making process. And so, what's really cool about it is a lot of people don't know this about paper making, but it's actually fairly environmentally friendly because we use the energy from the trees themselves to create most of the electricity and most of the steam. So it's a recycling process over and over and over. So, but I've been out there 22 years, and it is a really cool thing to be a part of.
How did you start out Savamo?
That's a good question. So my father was actually an electrician on one of the paper machines, and so I grew up with him working at the mill, and it's a different kind of life. We work shift work, and so you work nights and days and weekends and stuff, but you also get a lot of days off too. So I grew up, and the mill was kind of normal to me, right? When I graduated high school, I went to school for a couple semesters. I wasn't quite ready for college yet. I ended up joining the Army, and I'm a veteran. And when I came home, I actually went to Iraq. And when I came home and I was ready to start a civilian career, I knew my dad was at the mill, and I knew that's how I was raised. And so I started asking questions about how to get on out there. And I started as a temporary worker. Believe it or not, my very first job was actually sweeping and scraping the floors and what we call PS&D department, which is where we ship the paper out from. And from there, after working for a few months and working hard, I got a chance to become a utilities technician. I worked as a technician for about 14 years, advanced into the leadership part of being a technician. But then about 8 years ago, I got a chance to become a salaried worker or a manager. And I was a shift manager, what we call an area process manager, a superintendent, and now I'm a business unit manager. And so it's kind of a cool story, and it's pretty unique because I literally started at the very, very bottom. You couldn't find a lower job at the mill, and just through steady work and treating people well, have been able to have a good career and move on up. So,
Think back when you were in school. What is one of your favorite school memories?
That's a good question. I think I've got a lot of good memories. If I was going to go to high school, I would just talk about maybe some of the friends and some of the lasting friendships and not lasting friendships from high school. But if I really was going to narrow it down, and my mom would laugh at this if she was here because she would remember it very clearly. But in the 2nd grade, I had a teacher whose name was Miss Clark. And in particular, she poured into me more than any teacher I've ever had. And she was very, very personal, cared very much about my progression and all those things. And it really stuck out to me. In fact, my mom kept back then we would write to our teachers each day, and they would write back to us. And so she kept that diary, or that exchange, if you will. And she gave that to me probably about 5 years ago. And so I have looked back and read the different interactions I had with Miss Clark. And so she made a big impact on me as a young person, and y'all will probably experience those same things. Y'all will have teachers that pour into y'all, but that's probably a memory that I would highlight.
Any advice you would like to leave here at Weber?
Yes, I would. School, I know school is not always the most fun thing. It can be very fun. Some days are challenging though, right? And so each day you just got to give your very best. And there's going to be days that are really good. There's going to be days that aren't as good. The key is to give your best every single day. That's for you personally, and for each individual. But then, if you think about y'all as a group, right? I can remember my years in school. And even I think of even some of the books I had a chance to read with some of these classes earlier today. I would emphasize how you treat others is always going to be a major thing. I believe in life, and y'all will learn this as you grow up. But how you treat others is going to have a lot to do with how your life goes. So you can choose to be kind, or you can choose to be unkind. Choose kindness every time. That's what I would say. Okay?
Thank you for being a part of our family. We enjoy having you here.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed being here.
Attendance is a foundation for success in the classroom and beyond.
When students are present from day one, they build routines, they connect with their teachers and peers, and they jump right into learning.
When our students miss school, they miss more than just lessons.
They miss moments, they miss friendships, and they miss opportunities to grow.
This year, we're rising together. Let's show up and make every day count!
Have a wonderful Weber Day, and remember to persevere,
Engage,
and take ownership of our learning.
We are tomorrow's leaders!